Detroit, a city drowned in rain and vengeance. And through the storm, a blood-red monster howls, a 1,973 Ford Thunderbird, roaring like a demon set free. Once a symbol of luxury and class, this 2-ton beast was reborn as the ride of T-Bird, the sadistic gang leader from The Crow, 1994. Every bolt, every scratch, every drop of red paint carries a story of chaos, loss, and cinematic rebellion. But here's the thing most fans never knew. The car that defined The Crow wasn't what it seemed. It was heavy but hollow, powerful yet fake, a masterpiece of deception hiding beneath thunder and neon. From a fake supercharger that fooled millions, to a real-life curse that still haunts collectors today. This Thunderbird holds 20 weird secrets buried beneath its cracked red shell. Secrets that might make you rethink everything you thought you knew about one of the darkest cars in Hollywood history. Number 20. The blood-red beast that defined The Crow. It wasn't a sports car. It wasn't sleek or light. The 1,973 Ford Thunderbird was a 2-ton luxury cruiser, the kind you'd expect a retired banker to drive, not a killer in a rain-soaked nightmare. Yet that's exactly why director Alex Proyas chose it. He wanted something elegant but corrupted, a fallen angel on 4 wheels. The production team stripped away the vinyl roof, sprayed it in blood-red metallic, and fitted side pipes that spat sparks during night shoots. Under the neon lights of Detroit's decay, it looked alive, breathing, bleeding, dangerous. The car became more than transportation. It became T-Bird's identity, a reflection of excess turned evil. When audiences saw that glint of crimson under lightning, they weren't just looking at a car, they were staring at the soul of The Crow. Number 19. The fake supercharger that fooled everyone. That roaring chrome beast sticking out of the hood, the supercharger, was a lie. It never worked. It was an empty metal shell welded to the hood, powered by nothing but imagination. The crew needed intimidation, not horsepower. They even rigged hidden lights to make the blower gleam during close-ups, tricking the audience into believing T-Bird drove a fire-breathing monster. But the real engine underneath was the stock 429 V8 heavy, sluggish, and barely reaching 200 horsepower. Still, movie magic did the rest. Every time the camera panned across that fake blower under thunder and lightning, it screamed rebellion. A perfect illusion, and perhaps the most ironic fact about a film built entirely on tragedy and deception. Number 18. The Junkyard Resurrection. For years, fans searched for T-Bird's car, but it vanished after filming. Rumors spread that it was scrapped, stolen, or hidden by a private collector. Then, decades later, a rust-covered hulk was spotted in a North Carolina junkyard. Same body lines, same hood cut out for the fake blower. The legendary Crow Thunderbird had been found decayed, dented, its red paint faded to brown. Photographs confirmed the match. It was the real car, forgotten under weeds and rain. Some fans wanted to restore it. Others said to leave it buried, fearing the curse of the Crow. Either way, its rediscovery proved one thing: even legends rot, but they never truly die. Number 17. The Ford that Ford hated. When The Crow hit theaters, Ford Motor Company wanted nothing to do with it. Executives at Dearborn were furious that their once glamorous Thunderbird, a car meant for luxury and class, had become the ride of a sadistic gang leader. They refused all promotional requests, forbade the studio from using the official Ford logo in marketing, and even threatened legal action if the film implied any partnership. To Ford, the '73 Thunderbird represented American prestige. To The Crow, it represented rot, corruption, and decay. That clash of meaning made the car even more iconic. A vehicle born for elegance, now forever stained by vengeance, and Ford's silence only deepened its myth. Number 16. Wrong sound, wrong soul. The thunderous roar you hear in The Crow isn't the sound of a Thunderbird. It's a borrowed audio track from a '69 Camaro SS. The real car was too heavy, too muffled to sound menacing on tape. So the sound designers layered muscle car recordings, explosions, and even a lion's growl to create the voice of T-Bird's ride. Every rev you hear in the movie is a lie, but it works. The fake sound gave the car a terrifying, animalistic presence that the real engine could never achieve. It's ironic, the soul of a Chevy hiding inside a Ford, and nobody noticed. Number 15. The director's dirty trick. Director Alex Proyas was obsessed with color. He ordered the car repainted 3 times red, darker red, then a strange blend of crimson and black until it bled under rain like a living wound. He called it the color of vengeance. During night shoots, they sprayed the car with mist and oil to make it shimmer under lightning. Cinematographer Darius Wolski later said, "That car looked like it was sweating blood." The audience didn't know, but every drop of rain gliding across that surface was part of the illusion, turning a paint job into poetry. Number 14. The vanishing plate numbers. Look closely and you'll spot it. The Thunderbird's license plate keeps changing. In some scenes it reads TBIRD. In others, it disappears entirely. It wasn't a mistake, it was intentional. Proyas wanted the car to feel nameless, like a wandering demon unbound by law. When the plate vanished, it symbolized T-Bird's loss of identity and descent into chaos. It's a subtle detail few fans ever noticed, yet it added an eerie depth, the idea that even the car refused to be recognized. Number 13. The hidden door handles. If you look closely at the Thunderbird and the Crow, you'll notice something eerie: no visible door handles. They were shaved off and welded shut during production, leaving smooth, soulless metal. It was more than a stylistic choice, it was symbolic. Proyas wanted to trap T-Bird inside his own creation, a metaphor for his fate. There's no way out once you embrace evil. Behind the scenes, this caused headaches. Crew members had to crawl in through the windows to move the car between takes. Still, the image stuck. A luxury coupe transformed into a sealed coffin of chrome and rage. Number 12. The opera window illusion. The 1,973 Thunderbird's signature opera windows, small oval glass cutouts on the roof, were deliberately darkened for the movie. Instead of letting light in, they reflected nothing, making the car look like it had no eyes. Proyas described it as a creature with its soul shut off. Cinematically, it made sense. When T-Bird drove, you never saw inside, only reflections of rain and flame. That opacity became part of the myth, a car without a soul, driven by a man without one. Number 11. The curse of the red paint. Every attempt to repaint the real Crow Thunderbird failed. Collectors who tried to restore it reported the same thing: the crimson paint would fade or peel within months, no matter the brand or coating. Some called it poor surface prep, others whispered about a curse. The car's body had been scorched during filming, soaked in oil and rain, leaving its metal permanently tainted. Whether coincidence or something darker, every rebirth of the paint ended the same way. It died. A car born in vengeance refuses to shine again. Number 10. The lost builder. The man who built T-Bird's car never became famous. He was a small-time fabricator from Wilmington, paid less than $3,000 to modify the Thunderbird for filming. His name was left out of the credits. When The Crow became a cult classic, he received nothing, no royalties, no recognition. Years later, in an interview, he reportedly said, "I gave them my best work, and they forgot me." When he passed away in 2008, fans discovered his connection only through old invoices. He built the Devil's car and was buried by its legend. Number 9. Banned by Ford clubs. When The Crow gained a cult following, Thunderbird fan clubs began getting requests to feature the infamous red car at shows. Their response? A firm no. Several Ford Thunderbird owner associations publicly banned the car's image, calling it an insult to the brand. They saw it as a perversion of the Thunderbird legacy, a luxury coupe turned symbol of death and crime. Ironically, that rejection only amplified the legend. Fans of The Crow began calling it the fallen bird. And in a twisted way, that's exactly what it was, a once glorious icon brought down by darkness. Number 8. Frankenstein engineering. Look under the hood, and you'll find chaos. The Crow Thunderbird wasn't a single car, it was 3. The crew combined body panels from a 1972, frame parts from a 1974, and the interior from a wrecked 73 model. Each piece was patched, welded, and painted to look whole. On camera, it was perfect. Up close, it was a nightmare of mismatched bolts and filler. The result was a Frankenstein car that rattled constantly, forcing the crew to push it between takes. A monster built from leftovers, fitting for a movie about resurrection and decay. Number 7. The 460 engine myth. For years, fans insisted the movie car used a massive 460 cubic inch V8. The truth? It didn't. It had the smaller 429 engine, the last of its kind, before Ford abandoned leaded fuel. That meant less power but more authenticity for the 1973 model. The myth came from the oversized fake blower on the hood, making it look like a drag monster. Ironically, the real engine was quieter than a family sedan. Movie magic turned it into a monster, but beneath the hood, it was just another tired V8 facing extinction. Number 6. The car that never drove fast. Despite its intimidating look, T-Bird's Thunderbird never went above 60 miles per hour during filming. The car was simply too heavy and too fragile. The fake blower, decorative side pipes, and added weight made it unsafe for high speeds. Most driving scenes used tow rigs or camera trucks pulling the car along. So that terrifying chase through the rain? Pure movie illusion. On set, it crawled. But with rain, sound, and lightning overlays, it looked like it was flying through hell. That's the power of cinema turning a slow cruiser into a speeding nightmare. Number 5. The wrong toys. When The Crow became a cult hit in the mid-90 seconds, toy companies rushed to release replicas of T-Bird's Red Monster. There was only one problem: they got the car wrong. Most die-cast models were based on a 1975 Thunderbird, not the 1973 version used in the film. The roofline, headlights, even the grille were all different. To casual fans, it didn't matter. But to car purists, it was heresy. Collectors still joke that the toy Thunderbird looks like it came from an alternate timeline where T-Bird drove a completely different machine. Ironically, those inaccurate toys are now worth more than the real movie car ever was, because imperfection, just like The Crow, became part of its legend. Number 4. The actor who hated the car. David Patrick Kelly, the man who played T-Bird, hated driving the Thunderbird. In interviews, he said the car smelled like burnt oil and despair. It constantly leaked fluid, the brakes squealed, and it was nearly impossible to steer during night shoots. But Kelly admitted that made his performance more authentic. "The car was alive," he said. "It fought me every time I turned the wheel like it didn't want to go where I wanted." That struggle mirrored T-Bird's fate perfectly, both man and machine losing control. Number 3. The death parallel. Few fans realize this chilling detail. The Thunderbird appears in one of the final scenes filmed before Brandon Lee's death. The crew recalled how eerie it felt that night: the rain, the smoke, the car idling in silence. Only hours later, tragedy struck. Since then, fans have linked the Thunderbird to Lee's death, calling it the car that carried a curse. Whether superstition or coincidence, its presence in that fateful sequence added another layer to its legend. A vehicle of vengeance, forever marked by real loss. Number 2. The abandoned legend. After its rediscovery, several collectors expressed interest in restoring the Thunderbird. None followed through. One said he felt a bad presence when standing near it. Another claimed his tools went missing the day he touched the hood. Eventually, the car was left to rot again in the same junkyard. Nobody knows where it is now, maybe sold, maybe scrapped. But online forums still call it the cursed Crow car. It's ironic. The more people tried to save it, the more it refused to live. Number 1. The man who built it for nothing. He was never credited, never interviewed, never paid fairly. The man who built T-Bird's 1973 Thunderbird died in silence, while his creation became a cinematic legend. His name was never mentioned in the film's production notes, only found later on an unpaid invoice from a Wilmington garage. He was a craftsman, not a Hollywood dreamer. He bent the metal, shaped the hood, and painted it crimson by hand. When The Crow made millions, he didn't see a cent. A friend later said, "He watched that car on TV once and just turned it off." There's a haunting irony in that. A man builds a car for revenge, not his own, and ends up forgotten, consumed by the very darkness he helped create. The Thunderbird's curse wasn't just cinematic. It was real, and it started with the man who gave it life. So there you have it, 20 weird facts behind the blood-red Thunderbird that roared through the crow. A car built for luxury, reborn for vengeance, and remembered for tragedy. From its fake supercharger to its real-life curse, it remains one of Hollywood's most haunting vehicles. Maybe that's why fans still whisper its name not as a car, but as a spirit of darkness trapped in steel. Which of these facts surprised you the most? And what movie car should we uncover next? Hit the comments, like, and subscribe, because the next legend might be even stranger than this one.